Darn it. The time is now. It's back to the rhymes. It's like, wow, he's back to the rhymes. I'm in the booth, straight dropping dimes. Clark Kent, Daily Planet, the Metropolis Times. I write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Doggone it. I can't. This is what's frustrating. So frustrating. What? I'm not focused enough, so I make mistakes. Happens too much, man. So I didn't update my thumbnail. So now my thumbnail is what? What do you call that thing? My permanent thumbnail? I guess that's going to be my... God. Whatever. Okay, man. Guess we'll just have to have that as the thumbnail for this week. So let's go through the list. Doggone it. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels like that. I feel like there's a series of wins and losses in a given day. And man, today recently, I like fantasy baseball, and my team's just getting crushed. And I feel like I'm getting lots of losses. So, and then with the mail, it's coming to an end. I won't be delivering mail much longer, but I want to get through it. But make mistakes on that, not happy. So I didn't need this. I am thankful, though. I've been doing janitorial. I don't get as frustrated as I used to doing that. So I'm in a better place mentally to do janitorial. Oh, how did I make that air? Okay. School Us album sales. So, again, Pastor Dave, I was able to deliver the second one. Got to meet a lot of good people. The summer worship night. Possibly singers, drummer. Maybe I'll get to that. But let's just stop at the album. So I sold the album. I got the second one delivered. So we're good. My Reformation music video. So yes, it's I meant to look at the time. I think it's about 55% or so. So I'm at about 28, 29 views. Probably shared it about 20 times. It's consistent, It's consistent. It's not taking off. One thing I was going to say, because it's sure I'd like for it to take off, but that doesn't seem to be the very likely. But it is good for my portfolio, I would say, to have that. Someone wanted to know about my music and what have I done, and I could share that. That would be the single best thing I could share with somebody. After I determined they're not going to buy an album, I would go to that probably all the time in the future. So I think that's good, because prior to that, it was just songs with a still shot. And now I have a music video. So yeah, going back to You Will Be Glorified. So yeah, I met at the Sedaris Church, some people, and I didn't check my email. That was my mistake, because I emailed Tai Ling, who was singing, and she said they want to do some songwriting, which is like beautiful. Thank you. And the other young lady there, I think her name is Amy. Apparently, maybe her dad works for Universal Music or Studios or something in LA, and she's got singing and got the whole she there. I mean, they had three good, excellent female vocalists there. A couple of them were playing guitar as well. The fellow Jordan, he wasn't able to make it, so I didn't get to hear their male vocalist, but I'm sure I'll hopefully meet him at some point. But then I also met Dolly. He's the drummer, good guy, easy guy to talk to. And he sent me something. So he got a coworker who produces beats, hip hop, and he's a good guy. He's not a believer, but he's not a unbeliever. I'd say he's not like the opposite, going down the dark path and marijuana and all that. So yeah, I'm hoping to connect with him. So yeah, that was really excellent. Good time of fellowship. Good time of connecting. One other thing, their church is right next to Dick's Hamburgers. I just had this idea to start, on Dick's on 45th. One thing, I did a little research on the founder, and I believe he's a Christian. Sounds like it. He did write a biography, so if I want to learn more about him, I could. That business, of course, could be national, no problem. And they're starting to grow it, so I suppose they might have their sights set on that at some point. Even In-N-Out Burgers and national. Carl's Jr. is as well regarded, but a lot of these businesses are still West Coast or California. But there's some survey that says the number one burger like that people really get excited about more than In-N-Out. It's like on some the best burgers in the nation. It's like, wow. So, but what I thought would be cool is, especially in the winter or whatever, they got their churches so close to Dick's. There's nowhere to sit at Dick's. Let's create some seats. And I'm thinking for the YouTube, not the YouTube channel, but with Leon, he's wanting to put out a table where he could sit down and answer questions related to the Bible, just whatever questions they have. And, obviously he can answer everything, but he can answer a lot of things and have a discussion. I would love to do that. I would think a lot of churches hopefully would want to, maybe the same way you have, like, we'd have a homeless feeding, and different churches would participate in serving and participate in that ministry. Maybe something where seating outside the church there with the heat lamps, in the winter, and just have discussions with people, answer questions about the Bible, whatever, a nice place to sit, eat your food, heat lamps in the winter, maybe some shade in the summer. But anyhow, that's just an idea. I talked to the pastor about it. So just like a lot of these things, I'd have to lead the charge because it's my vision, which I'm up for, we'll see. And of course, the manager there, one of the managers there is Brandon. That's my friend Richard's son. And yes, it could be very good. So let's see what happens with that. I thought I wanted to. Was there another show I want to do with Leon? I want to talk to Leon. So we're gonna do the definitive guide for the end times, that type of thing, resource guide. But also Leon's had if you're a conservative and you start out maybe more liberal, and basically truth seeker, and you arrive at this, that's similar things happen to Leon here, I'd say. And I wouldn't mind talking to him about it, because I was listening. I would take it. He'd drive around with me, listen to Rush or whatever. Wasn't connecting at all. He always called himself an independent, but more and more he's sounding like me. And it's just, and he could talk more about that because he's always been focused on the spiritual, but just for day-to-day living and surviving in the city here, he's finding himself to be more conservative, and it's really exciting for me. And just to talk through how that happens to somebody, because again, if you see the value in conservative politics, you want others to see the value, but how do you explain it in a way? But it's just everyone's on their own path, and it happens just like becoming a believer. Really, it's God's timing, but it's really exciting. So I was thinking that might be a future video I would do, because I think to have a discussion like that and to share that with people could be very valuable, just because, people argue politics, but how do you have someone take us through how you went from being, we'll say, an independent to more conservative? Talk about that. What was that process like, and you go issue by issue. It's just amazing how it just once you get it in the couple, just all the things fall into place, and you're just like, oh man, I'm just right down the list, So it's cool. Rules of engagement, nothing new to share there. I'm gonna meet with Daryl. I think he's got the copywriter hat, so he might know some stuff about copyright. That's going to be on Saturday. That's the plan. We'll have to keep you posted if anything happens on that front. Bellevue Ballers, nothing new except my job is I'm going to have Saturday and Sunday off for the first time in probably my entire adult life, starting hopefully this Saturday. And we'll see if that gets derailed at all. I don't think so. I'm really getting excited about having less stuff going on in my head related to my job and put all my mental energy into this. I can see that I could be much more effective if I'm not having to think about all these different things. I could really just focus on others and taking the time and support their goals, and not be so overwhelmed with my own job and stuff. All right, so merch. I don't have any updates, but here's the merch. Maybe I could talk to Daryl about that, how to get that on my site, how I can sell merch through social media or something. I did talk to Joseph too. Again, I'm just trying to get caught up on my schedule, I'm for this, I'm trying to contact one person a day again. That got derailed when I went over to Ferndale, I would say. So that was like kind of almost a month and a half of being off my target. And I'm still not where I want to be with my ET, my end time of the day to do that. But it's still not too bad. It's not as bad as it used to be. So it's a manageable goal. But once, like I said, I expect once I get to the 12th, I start getting off at 2:30, it's going to be much better. So Trump's going to thump. Nothing new. I saw that little thing I did there, my original release, had as many views as my music video for the past 28 days. What's that about? So the original, so there's only 3 right now, but it's got still a little bit of legs here without any promotion. Nothing planned right now for that. And like I said, I guess I could reach out to the one fella that I have to think about it, and then I can act on it. Complete songs I made lyrics for on YouTube. So again, the plan would be to finish the Back to the Rhymes, get some music. If I could, again, I mentioned this countless times. If this person, his name is, can't quite remember, really wants to make music, man, that'd be nice. Just want someone, talk about like being equally yoked. Like I try to get with those guys, those Flood Society guys, never heard nothing. They say they want it to be organic. What does that mean? Natural. Maybe it seemed, I just don't understand. But it's all good. This guy Dolly though was getting it, man. I was telling him all these things. He's like, yeah, that's right, because that's how I think. Come one, come all. Come one, come all. And if you want to make music, let's talk about it. I don't care who you are. If we can arrive at a similar place and we can go in a direction together, let's do it. Dolly's talking about he helped create a punk rock band. Like, well, okay. But one thing he did say that I want to learn more is how he formed the band. The way he did it was he posted something online and said he's looking for whatever, and he had people contact him, and he was able to create a band and got some real talented people. So I'm gonna be asking them about that too. So I want to maybe do something similar with this, So I got to find out exactly what he did to find those people and create a band. So it's cool. So I'll leave it at that. All right. So what I was thinking is this: what do the following people have in common? Professions, I guess you could say, lines of work. Strip club owner, abortion doctor. They use the term pornographer or whatever, pornography studio. Transgender doctor, what would you call him? Something like that. And pimp, I guess. What would they all have in common? They all are pursuing, the transgender isn't unique to just women, but it could happen to a woman. I was reading a story about it. They're all pursuing young, vulnerable women. That one could be, I'll say, man or women, but and they're trying to entice them, coerce them, encourage them to make decisions that they'll ultimately regret the rest of their life and for eternity. That's what I'll say. That's what, yeah. And we're talking about they're trying to get to them when they're very young, at a young impressionable age. I guess if you have a strip club or if you're doing pornography, you can't do it legitimately until they're 18. These other ones, though, pimp. How old? If you're a pimp, what would be the minimum age to have a prostitute? I don't think there is a minimum age. If you're an abortion doctor, what would be the minimum age to have someone to have an abortion? There is no minimum age. You work around whatever you got to work around to get it done. If you're trying to get someone to change their gender, what would be the minimum age that you would approach somebody with that? Well, younger the better, probably, and that's it. And so when you start finding out a lot of people have regrets, I was just talking to a coworker and he's having a little challenge with his daughter. I want to lift him up in prayer about that. I mean, these are not, like the woman I read in the newspaper, she won't be able to breastfeed her kids, she said. And there's other issues along with that, and she said, I was just a kid when I decided this. She's only a couple of years older, but she's come. It's like, what was I thinking? How all of us kind of are when we're kids. We think, what was I thinking? I didn't know. I was immature. It's crazy. But there's a lot of money, with all that. So don't forget. All right. So I'm gonna get back to the rhymes. See how far I get on this song with this song today. Okay, Eye of the Storm. Okay. See, so I went and wrote out the beginning of the third verse. I've got a bunch of songs I keep coming up with, and I don't have a way to write them because I've got this song, and that's okay. But some are kind of funny, I'd say, too. So I know Alex will appreciate that. Okay. Eye of the Storm is the name of the song. You be in the eye of the storm if you got it going on. The people will swarm if the message is strong. Eye of the storm is the name of the song. Eye of the storm is, you feeling this song? I got a feeling that strong that I be the eye of the storm. Why would I be? Where would that be I? Am I that type of guy? Formed in the distance up in the sky? Fell in your lap, you hear me right? Trying to ignore the eye of the storm. Eye of the Storm is the name of the song. You be in the eye of the storm if you got it going on. The people will swarm if the message is strong. Eye of the storm is the name of this song. Eye of the storm, is he feeling the song? Got a feeling that strong. I be the eye of the storm. It's formed in his hair, making a path, making the coast clear. Places all shuttered, folks holding tight, staying in place, saying their prayers tonight, cause they forewarned about the eye of the storm. Eye of the storm is the name of the song. Be the eye of the storm. If you got it going on, people will swarm if the message is strong. Eye of the storm is the name of the song. Eye of the storm is you feeling this song, got a feeling that strong. I'll be the eye of the storm. Okay. Man, that's only 1 minute? Wow. Oh my goodness. I got a lot of work to do. Oh. Oh no. Well, I might go with the minimum on this song. Like I said, this is the third verse. I'm going to play around with the bridge. Wow. I mean, that was like 1:20 for that. And that was like on to the third. I basically, wow. Okay. You know, that strong, that'd be the eye of the storm. That'd be the eye of the storm. All right, now I gotta get some content for y'all. Okay. So, let's form this here. It kind of reminds me of another song I've written, and it's not close enough that I won't, I got to keep it. But it reminds me of a song. Good song, too. I hope to one day release it. Like I said, if this guy who I met this week can just be ready to make some music, I can make songs, man. I mean, all these are fine. I got better songs than the ones I'm making in my mind because I've had them in my head, my heart for decades, really, definitely years. A few of them just potent. All right. Why would I? Okay, why would that be I? Am I that type of guy? Formed this. All right, so that'd be the eye of the. I got a feeling that strong. It'd be the eye of the storm. Okay, so what I've been doing is kind of rhyming. Why would that be I? Why that type of? I didn't rhyme there. Okay. You could do a rhyme off the first verse. Okay. Can you? I would say like this. Can you? Can you even get close enough to know for sure? Can you even get close enough to know for sure? Is your storm chasing? Is your storm chasing? What would I say? Is your storm chasing? Can you even get close enough to know for sure? Is your storm chasing? trying to track the flow. Is your storm chasing trying to track the flow? If you get too close, you're hitting the flow. Get too close, you're hitting the flow. You're hitting the flow. I'm just checking on how it's lining up. Can you even get close enough to know for sure? Is your storm chaser trying to track the flow? Get too close, you're hitting the flow. Getting hit with the eye of the storm. You're hitting the flow, ducking, eye of the storm. All right, so I think, especially with the length of this song, I'm going to do another hook. Then I'm going to have to do a bridge to stretch this thing out. All right. I'm running out of sheets of paper. No, I'm not. Getting close though. So hang with me. I'm going to write it out again. So this is, it's not a verse. I might just call it hook 4. You're going to get used to this because I'm going to be singing it a lot. Eye of the Storm is the name of the song. How would I don't know, man. I might need to break off of that. Hold on. Ducking, Eye of the Storm. I'll just say it. Let's just try it. They keeping their eyes open. That's wise. They hoping. To catch a glimpse. But keep limbs. To catch a glimpse of keep limbs. To keeping the eyes open. That's wise they hoping. To catch a glimpse. But keep limbs. I'll catch you next time on Back to the Rhymes.